March 2020, the world had almost shut down. Our country was under lockdown, and most of the restaurants were shutting down one after another. At that time, I had two choices. One, to shut down like everyone else, and the other was to fight back. I chose to fight back. So we decided we will not shut down operations. We decided we will not fire anyone. We decided we will learn to survive together. At that time, entrepreneurship taught me something which no MBA ever could. That success does not come only with ideas. Ideas are everywhere. But the difference between an idea and a successful company lies in its execution, mindset, and resilience of the entrepreneur. So I have been fortunate to be guided by 5 principles which teaches me execution, mindset, and resilience. And I call them my 5 P's of entrepreneurship. My first P is passion. Passion is the fuel which keeps you going even when the world tells you to stop. Not everyone is fortunate that they can convert their passion into their job. I was fortunate. Food has always been my passion. Food to me is not just about eating. Food to me is an emotion, a connection. It's happiness. Even science shows that good food releases hormones like dopamine and oxytocin, hormones that make you happy. And when I saw that my work makes so many people happy every day, I knew I am in the right industry. Because happiness is extremely important. When you know that your passion has converted into your job, then magic happens. You don't need any external force to make you work. You wake up motivated, you wake up excited, and you sleep satisfied because you know you have spent the day doing something what you enjoy, something meaningful. So that's my first P, passion. Now my second P, which is product. An idea is only successful, or a business is only successful when it solves a real consumer problem. So one of our flagship brands is called Mad Over Parathas and Pakodas, and obviously it sells parathas and pakodas. Now there was a genuine problem, a pain point, that parathas and pakodas were not considered to be a delivery friendly product. They became soggy, they became oily by the time they reached the consumer's doorstep. So we had to solve that problem because the demand was there, but the solution was not there. So we went back to the drawing board. We redesigned the processes. We reinvented the recipes. And finally, we made a perfect delivery friendly product, which not only was delivery friendly, but also did not get soggy, did not get oily, and remained fresh till the consumer's doorstep. Because a product is very important, as an entrepreneur, sometimes we do a mistake. And this is what I learned in this process of developing this perfect product. So as an entrepreneur, sometimes we spend too much time on finding that perfect product. And sometimes we compromise and dilute that product. The truth is somewhere in between. Neither we should spend too much time in chasing that perfect product, and neither we should compromise the core quality of the product. In fact, the real thought is, where do I want to place my product? Who is my target audience? What is the price point I'm looking at? What is the consumer or the competition look like? So I realized that a perfect product is not perfect in isolation. A product is perfect for a target audience. A product is perfect for a consumer category, for a price bracket. And when you find that product which is right for your target audience, at that time you're not making a product, you're building a brand for which the consumer comes back again and again. So this is the second P, which is product. The third P, packaging. Very underestimated. Now I will share a story here. Few of my friends and I, we decided to go out for a meal and we started discussing where to go. My first friend said, let's go to a place where there are great drinks. My second friend said, let's go to a place where there's great crowd. Another one said, let's go to a place where there's fantastic music. And another one said, let's go to a place where the ambience is uplifting. To my surprise, none of them talked about food, because when we go outside, we pay for the entire experience. Unlike when we order food in our own comfortable space, at that time we are expecting only two things. First is food, which is your product, and the second is packaging. If the packaging goes bad, you spoil the mood of the consumer, you make him upset and sad much before he has even tasted the food. So bad packaging means bad mood. So packaging should not be underestimated, because great packaging leads to great consumer experience. The fourth P, which is patience. This has tested me the most. There was a phase in my life that I almost gave up. At that time, we were stuck in something I call the funding trap. The investors wanted to see the scale. In order to scale, we needed the funding. And we were not getting the funding. So it was more like a chicken and egg situation. Whatever I did, we couldn't break through. So there were moments of sadness, moments of doubt, moments of frustration, moments when I questioned myself that am I doing everything right? Am I building something correct? But at that time, patience came in. Patience is not about sitting silently and waiting for things to happen. It is not waiting and doing nothing. Patience is showing up, continuing to do what you were doing, and try to strengthen your product. So we worked on our product. We kept building our brand. We kept strengthening our operations. So that is patience. And then suddenly something remarkable happened. Opportunities started showing up. Business started to improve. And something which seemed impossible became reality. At that time, I understood that success is not about doing extraordinary things every time. Sometimes you have to have patience and continue to give yourself enough time for your idea to succeed. So today, when I look back at this phase of my life, I can say with a powerful conviction that it is only because of patience today I am what I am. So before I go to my fifth P, I want to talk about another alphabet, because without this alphabet, my 5 P's are not complete. That is G, the gratitude. Gratitude to the Almighty. Gratitude to my parents. Gratitude to my family, my husband, my son, who have supported me in every phase of my life throughout the journey. Because behind every successful entrepreneur, there is an ecosystem of support. So let's not forget that. Now I can go to my fifth P. So my fifth P is the most dear and important P in my life. Perseverance. the attitude of never giving up. I'll go back to from where I started, March 2020, COVID, when the restaurants were shutting down. Orders were almost zero. I had salaries to pay. And at that time we decided that we will not fire anyone. At that time we decided we will not reduce the salary of anyone, because that was testing leadership. Leadership is not tested in good times. Leadership is tested in difficult times. So we reimagined our business and converted our QSR kitchens into delivery-only cloud kitchens. We reworked on the whole delivery model and we continued to work on our product. At that time, the market was changing and something happened. People were sick. People started working from home. People could not cook, but they wanted light, homely meals without much spices and oil. We saw it as an opportunity and we grabbed it. And we launched COVID meal subscriptions. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. Meals to heal, meals for recovery. Without spending a single rupee on marketing, our sales almost doubled up. When the entire food and beverage industry was shrinking, we grew. During COVID, we launched our second brand called Mealy, which serves light, homely food. And because of this launch and because of this growth, we got funded, and which helped us growing and expanding further. That was March 2020 when perseverance showed up. Today, I am standing in front of you in March 2026. There is another similar situation for us right now. Again, the restaurants are shutting down. But this time, the hustle has a new name: gas supply crisis. I am sure you are aware that the restaurant industry has been hit because the commercial supply of gas has been stopped because of the reasons known, and there is no gas supply for restaurants. Again, there are two choices: easy one, to shut down operations, and the difficult one, to fight back. And again this time, we chose to fight back. We adapted and converted all the equipments in our kitchen to electrical equipments overnight. We had to redefine all the SOPs. We retrained our staff to use electrical equipments. We adapted. Because entrepreneurship is not about avoiding challenges. It is about learning to face these challenges again and again. So my biggest takeaway during my journey is perseverance. Tackle the hustle. Never give up. And keep chasing your vision with honesty, hard work and faith. Because when you do that, you find a way. You find a way always. Because entrepreneurship is not doing extraordinary things, but entrepreneurship is about not giving up. The biggest takeaway for me has been perseverance. And this taught me to come out of so many difficult situations, so many tough times, and come out stronger again and again. To come out stronger every single time is because of perseverance. Because success does not belong to the people who are the smartest. Success belongs to the people who refuse to give up. There is also a very famous dialogue in a Hindi movie. जीत अक्सर उन लोगों की होती है जो हार मानने को टालते रहते हैं. Victory belongs to those who keep delaying and postponing defeat. And for me, this journey is only getting started. Thank you.